The alarm is ringing, boots are on the floor, lights are on, the gym is open, balls are rolling, people are talking, schedules are packed, training sessions, interviews, meetings, everything is moving. And yet, at the end of the week, you look in the mirror and ask yourself, what did I really accomplish? And sometimes the honest answer is, not much. Listen to me carefully. Motion is not progress. Just because you are busy does not mean you are getting better. Just because you are running does not mean you are running in the right direction. In football, I learned this very early. You can run for 90 minutes, but if your movement has no purpose, you are just wasting energy. I've seen players who train every day, who sweat, who suffer, but they stay the same year after year. Why? Because effort without direction is just noise. The question is not, are you working hard? The question is, are you working toward something specific? There's a difference between a treadmill and a finish line. Both require effort. Only one leads somewhere. I've met many people, not lazy people, hard-working people, who are exhausted at the end of the year. When they look back, everything feels like a blur. So much activity, so little progress. I remember a time early in my career when I thought training more was enough. I stayed late, I ran extra laps, I practiced free kicks until everyone left, but my improvement slowed. And that's when it hit me. Training more is not the same as training right. If you don't know exactly what you're trying to improve, you'll just repeat the same mistakes with more intensity. If you don't know where you're going, how can you expect to arrive? Imagine stepping onto the pitch without a game plan, no tactics, no formation, no role. You wouldn't call that courage, you'd call it chaos. Yet people live their lives that way every single day, busy, stressed, moving, but drifting. Being busy is not a trophy, progress is. And here's the real danger. When you confuse activity with progress, years disappear. 5 years, 10 years. You wake up one day and ask, how did time move so fast and my life stay the same? So let me ask you something important. What are you actually working toward? Not what sounds good, not what you tell people. What are you deliberately building? Because without a plan, all the talent in the world will not save you. And that brings me to a principle that shaped my entire career: blueprint thinking. Every stadium you've ever seen started as a drawing. Before the concrete, before the grass, before the lights, someone imagined it first. Success works the same way. You build it twice, first in your mind, then in reality. When I was young, I learned that clarity is power. When I knew exactly what kind of player I wanted to become, distractions lost their strength. But most people live with only vague dreams. I want to be successful. I want to be better. I want more. But no plan. So life takes over. Urgent things replace important things. Noise replaces focus. A clear plan turns discipline into direction. Without it, you chase everything and build nothing. I once spoke to a young player who told me he trained hard every day but saw no improvement. I asked him, "What's your plan?" He had none. He was building his career one random brick at a time. No design, no structure. So I told him, "Write it down. What exactly do you want to improve this season? Speed, strength, finishing, mentality?" The moment he wrote it, everything changed. Focus appeared, confusion disappeared. Your mind needs order. Give it a clear target and it organizes your actions automatically. You wake up knowing what matters. You stop wasting energy on things that don't move you forward. But understand this, you don't need a perfect plan. You need a real one. Even the simplest blueprint is better than none. Every great career, every great life started when someone decided to design it. Now, let me warn you about something dangerous: drifting. Drifting is silent. It doesn't feel like failure. It feels comfortable, like a boat without an anchor, floating wherever the current goes. That's what happens when you don't choose a direction. Other people's opinions guide you, circumstances push you, distractions pull you, and one day you realize you're far from where you wanted to be. Most people don't lose because they fail. They lose because they never decide. They wait, they hesitate, they say later. Drifting never feels urgent until it's too late. The price of indecision is time, and time never comes back. So stop drifting. Decide. Even a wrong decision is better than none. Because if you're moving, you can adjust. If you're drifting, you're powerless. That's why goals matter. Goals are anchors. A goal written down is no longer a wish. It becomes a command. When I wrote my goals as a teenager, they felt impossible, but writing them made them real. It turned dreams into appointments with my future. Goals define the target, plans define the path, and once you have both, your behavior changes. You say no more often, you protect your time, you train with intention. But goals alone are not enough. You must schedule them. A plan without a calendar is just hope. If something matters, it goes on the schedule. I learned this the hard way. Whenever I said, I'll train later, later never came. So I started treating my goals like matches, non-negotiable. Your calendar is not just a tool, it's protection. If you don't control your time, the world will. Now let's talk about accountability. What gets measured gets improved. When you track progress, you face reality, and reality is powerful. I improved fastest when I stopped hiding from feedback. Coaches, data, honest evaluation. Feedback is not failure, it's information. Create a loop, set goals, track results, adjust, repeat. And remember this, there is no perfect plan. Waiting for perfection is fear wearing a disguise. Progress belongs to the doers. You can't steer a parked car. Start, adjust, improve. Action creates clarity. And finally, understand this. Progress is never accidental. Every achievement comes from structure, discipline, and consistency. No plan means no progress. If you want to change your life, design it. Draw the blueprint, set the direction, schedule the work. Then show up, day after day. That's how legacies are built. Step by step, brick by brick. And it starts with one decision. No plan, no progress.